sure we all drive, so we all have a car that we bought. Who's bought a used car? All of us, pretty much, yeah. Well, today we're going to talk about how to buy a used car, what to look for before you meet the person with the car, before you even see the car, and how to negotiate a price for that car. So, the most important thing you want to do when you get a used car is go by owner, go to a private seller like me or you if you're selling a car. Don't go to a car dealership itself because those people, they don't know about the car itself. They've driven it once to buy it, but they're not a daily driver of it. They don't know anything about it. They're going to tell you it's a perfect world, and for $5,000 you can get a clunker, you know? So go to a private owner who actually knows about the car. There's three things you want to do before you go and before you buy the car. That's gather the information, inspect the car thoroughly, and finally negotiate a price that you can actually afford or that you want to spend. So we'll look at all those, and we'll hopefully you'll gain a little knowledge on that. So first, gather the information on the car. What car do you want? Is it a little coupe car? Is it a sedan, a truck? Once you find that car, ask the owner, how many miles does it have? Does it run good? Any problems in the past? If he's the only owner, then he'll know a lot more about it. But if there was a previous owner, then you want to ask him, you know, what did that person tell you about the car? What problems has it had in the past? Has he ever replaced any parts on it? And does he have paperwork for those parts that he's replaced? A couple of main factors is the miles per gallon. Edmunds is a car review website, and they claim that the MPG on a car is the most important factor. Then looks, then how it rides. Miles per gallon is what people look for, especially in today's economy. And after you get all the information from the person itself, look up the car on Carfax. You know, if it's ever been in a wreck, Carfax will know. Carfax claims to have 15 billion records on different cars, so they'll definitely know if something legal went on with that vehicle. So once you decide if you like the car and you want to meet the person, you want to go in with the car, you want to inspect the car real thoroughly. Take a walk around. Look for any scratches, dents. Are the windows good? Do the windows have cracks in them? First thing I always look for in a car, I look at the tires first, because that's a big part of having a used car. Is you want to make sure the tires are good. Tires are expensive. You don't want to be spending an extra $1,000 on some good tires. You want good tires on that used car, you know, save some money yourself. Another reason you want to look around the car is you want to find every little thing you can to better negotiate your price. If there's a dent here and he wants $4,500 for it, say $44,000. You know, knock the price down with those scratches and dents. Look up underneath. Make sure there's no leaking, no oil dripping, nothing hanging down from underneath the vehicle. Because if he doesn't take care of his car and he says it's awesome, then it's obviously not. So once you look on the outside, move on to the interior. If you get in it and you feel comfortable, take a look around. Look at the dashboard. See if there's any cracks in it, any stains or rips in the seats and carpet. All those little things you care about because you want a nice car. Even though it's used, you still want it to be nice. Finally, you want to test drive it. When you test drive it, you want to try all speeds. You want to try idle speed through neighborhoods, go through an interstate. Reach up to 80, 90 miles an hour if he lets you. And if it's shaking, something's wrong. So that can either tell you, oh, I don't want this car, or it can tell you, this car's not worth $4,500, I can probably get it for $4,000. Check the brakes. If the brakes are shaking on you, knock off some price. That all goes into the negotiation factor. So now that we know what to look for when we have the car in our sight, you know, driving it, looking for scratches and dents and whatnot, you want to negotiate. Negotiate like a pro. Don't show emotions. If you're all excited about this car and you're like, oh, this is my dream car, he's gonna see that and say, well, I want $4,700 for it instead of 45. You know, you love this car, you want this car. Don't show emotion for it. Negotiate like a pro and start low. If you're looking to spend $4,200, start at $4,000. Start low, settle low. So now we know how to buy a car. We've learned how to gather information on it using the owner and Carfax, other car review websites. Learn how to inspect the car, what to look for when you inspect the car, inside, outside, how it runs, fluids, anything leaking, all those. And we also went into some negotiation. Negotiation is the main factor that we want to save money, right? So now that you've learned how to buy a used car, what are you going to buy?